2024 joint assessment. Joint assessment is one of the traditions carried out by FCT Emergency Management Department every year. It is done annually before the rains become very heavy. We make sure we have our critical stakeholders, and that is why we have all the representatives of operational departments in the FCT administration being well represented here today. The purpose of their being around is for us to make them see the locations that were affected by flooding in the previous year, and at the same time to know if they have carried out any other assessment or any maintenance at that location. And it happens that Dogongada is one of the locations that is always badly hit during the rainy seasons due to flash flooding. We are all aware of NIMET's predictions and the Nigerian Hydrological Flood Outlook, which says that FCT is going to be at a moderate flood risk this year. That notwithstanding, we have to be well prepared because the 4 surrounding states that shares boundary with FCT are at a very high flood risk in this 2024. That is Nasarawa, Kogi, Niger, and Kaduna states. They are at a flood high risk. And that is to say that FCT apparently can be affected at any point in time. Because whether it rains heavily in the FCT or not, if it rains heavily in Nasarawa, Kogi, Kaduna, and Niger, we can always have flash flooding, or what we call the river flooding, coming from upstream down into the FCT. And that is why all hands must be on deck, and all operational departments under the able leadership of our coordinator, who is called Go Round. Why do we call him Go Round? Because right from the time he assumed office, he has not rested. He's been going around the whole of FCT, the 6 area councils, and other communities surrounding states. He has gone to almost all the boundaries of the FCT. Likewise, our Honorable Minister, who is also called Mr. Project. You will agree with me that the coordinator is representing the Honorable Minister very well, and he will take back the report to him because he's here to see it for himself. Other reports were on the paper, but today, sir, you're going to see it physically. We'll only visit 2 locations with you, this location and one other location that we have a container bridge. Just give us these 2 locations, this time to visit the container bridge where we lost 3 lives some years ago. So you have seen this, you have gone around, you have seen what has happened here. So if we just go to that location too, all other departments, you take note of it. In a situation where it has to do with infrastructure, be it the box culvert, drainage system, or any other thing, if it is the Department of Engineering, you take note. If it is the Department of Development Control, if it is for Urban and Regional Planning, if it is for Department of Environmental Protection Board, you please take care.
The coordinator for coming here to suit himself. Sir, what you are seeing here today is something that we have been crying for. We have been crying for this project for a long time. This project has taken away so many lives. and we have 2 to 3 of such around this area. I will be glad, after seeing it yourself, let something be done quickly. I am not in any doubt that the minister we have now, he will never waste time on this. So, sir, as you take your leave and get into your office, that should be your first assignment. And I will see my honorable minister myself. I will let him know what people are passing through here. This road you are seeing is just 800 meters to the main road here, the major road. But lack of this bridge, people are moving around 4 to 5 kilometers before they could access the major road. So please, sir, this road is very, very important to our people in terms of economic activities. So many, over 3,000 people are living here. So, sir, something needs to be done quickly. I thank everyone for coming. God bless us all.
Of Abuja Metropolitan Management Council, in the person of Chief Felix Amechi Obua, who out of his busy schedule has made out time to be present in this very important outing. This underscores the importance he places on the safety of lives and properties of FCT residents. As you have already heard from my director for casting and response, is known as Mr. Go Round. And what I want to say here is that when you see the coordinator, you have already seen the FCT minister. Oh, yes. So you should be rest assured that the FCT minister is seated right here with us and is listening to all your plights. I also want to appreciate the attendance of the chairman of the Abuja Municipal Area Council. We are highly honored. The coordinator, sir, permit me to also express a word of appreciation to all our emergency stakeholders here for honoring our invitation. We have chosen to flag off the 2024 joint assessment of 2023 flood-affected locations in the FCT at Dogongada in Lokogoma district. Because the area is prone to perennial flooding during the wet season due to poor channelization. The boat culvert in Dogongada is on the verge of collapsing, and this is why we are visiting this location. The impact of flash floods in Lokogoma has often led to avoidable tragic deaths. Recall that the container bridge in Lokogoma in 2019 gave way under heavy floods, drowning a man and his 2 children as they attempted to cross the bridge. Similarly, a 31-year-old motorcyclist lost his life at Dogongada Bridge after failing to heed warning issued by local drivers posted by Emergency Management Department to the area. As we are all aware, during heavy rainy season, any area we notice that there is bound to experience flash flood. If there is rain, if there is flooding, we always barricade such areas to avoid loss of life within that vicinity. During this exercise, we intend to visit all critical flood-prone locations for the year 2024 assessment. And just as you have heard, the coordinator is not only visiting this place, this is just a flag walk. From here, we are going to visit other locations together with the coordinator.
The acting DG, FEMA, other directors of AMC here present, Mrs. Sharp. I want to stand by all the well-established protocol, gentlemen of the press. Let me start by bringing you greetings of Mr. President through the Honorable Minister of FCT, Chief Barrister Nyesom Ezewo Wike. I also bring you good news, even though we're here to discuss the issue to ameliorate the suffering and the expectation of flood. I bring you good news. The good news is that I am here today to pronounce to you that the Honorable Minister of the FCT has approved the immediate construction of Dogongada, Culvert and Road. As I speak to you, any moment from now, work will commence on this area. Based on this, it is with deep sense of gratitude that I welcome you all to this flood risk mitigation initiative 2024 joint assessment tour of flood-prone areas in FCT. I am here to witness and see for myself, no paper talk. Nature and human action have an impact on the environment. All locations are exposed to varying degree of flood risk. Therefore, this exercise is a preparedness as well as awareness measure in view of the 2024 rainy season. Let me begin by expressing my sincere appreciation to the FCT Emergency Management Department, being the coordinating department for all emergencies, and other stakeholders for their commitment and synergy towards ensuring that the increasing impact of flood occasioned by climate change does not result to loss of lives and property in the nation capital. Just like the DG once said that 2022 we never recorded any loss, apart from last year where we recorded about 3 loss. I'm sure all of you here today that by the special grace of God, inshallah, no loss will be lost this year. We must therefore continue to strengthen our collaboration towards flood prevention and mitigation. It is on this season that we, as flood stakeholders, I believe you are all aware of the Nigerian Meteorological Agency annual flood outlook, which all have multi-sectional implications in the Federal Capital Territory, especially in the area of agriculture, transportation, energy, communication, and other rainfall sensitive sectors of our economy. It is important of this exercise cannot be overemphasized, given the prediction by the Climate and Hydrological Agency, in which flood poses a greatest threat to lives, property, and critical national infrastructures. The washing away of farmlands can cause serious food crisis. Hence, we must take all measures necessary to prevent, mitigate, and respond effectively in areas of our council in FCT. This 2024 rainy season, I have a strong belief that if the FCT Emergency Management Department and all flood stakeholders sustain the existing collaboration, coupled with the reward effort of the Honourable Minister to remove shanties and all structures built on violation of the master plan, we will be able to reduce the vulnerability of communities to flood risk. Furthermore, as we continue to undertake developmental projects in FCT, I want to assure all of you that we ensure that all construction are carried out in a manner that does not in any way pose flood or other forms of risk to the environment. Our development should be sustainable, and I urge all relevant departments to ensure that all our actions in course of improving the state of our infrastructures are in line with safe city standards. Henceforth, there is no room for negligence or trading blames in the discharge of our responsibility as individuals or SDAs. I am confident to say that if we get our construction works right and adhere strictly to the FCT master plan, we will have succeeded in cutting down flood risks by 75%, because inadequacies in the course of development projects, especially building on flood plains, obstruction of waterways, non-provision of adequate drainage by developers, are major causes of the flood issues we are battling with. At this juncture, I want to most sincerely appreciate the support and increasing participation of our communities, driven by traditional rulers and volunteers who are taking greater responsibility for their own safety. We must continue to encourage communities and all residents to become more aware of what constitutes flood risk and how to reduce their vulnerabilities, and also be able to respond effectively to avoid loss of lives and property. In furtherance of community participation in flood risk reduction, I urge FEMA to extend and deepen flood sensitization campaign across the FCT and all the communities outreach and the various media platforms using different languages to drive home our earlier warning and early action messages. Thank God, the acting Director General have said there are jingles being flashed by all the languages, Hausa, Igbo, English, so to bring the message closer to the people. Also, community participation should be strengthened, especially in the role of volunteers, local divers, disaster vanguard and marshal, who can greatly assist in keeping their communities safe from flood and other forms of risk. The FCT management, emergency management department should continue to strengthen their capacity as first responders to enable them save their communities at minimum risk to their lives. I recognize the contribution of these groups and want to thank them most sincerely for their sacrifice. On this note, I want to most sincerely thank the Honourable Minister of State, especially for the courage to direct relevant departments and agencies to correct the infringement on the Abuja Master Plan without fear or favor. This directive, which is being carried out by all seriousness it deserves, has given hope to well-meaning residents for a safer and conducive Federal Capital Territory by all. And our friends and dependable partner in the media will remain ever grateful to you for always being there for us on occasions like this, and most especially for providing the necessary platform for the nation of our disaster risk reduction messages and programs in the FCT. What we are doing today, many people may not be aware, but with your presence, even though they were not privileged to be here, we'll get the message right. So your functions and your participation by the media is very well welcome and appreciated. I wish at this point to wish all successful in this saving initiative. On this note, it is my pleasure to formally flag off 2024 joint assessment of flood affected locations. Thank you and God bless all of you.
Thank you very much. As you are aware, you may be aware, is that one of our major responsibility is to ensure that we protect the life and property of residents of FCT. In this particular case, Dogongada. And, we are fully aware of the collapse of the bridge. Even before it collapsed to this level, we immediately came here, did our observation assessment, and that is why we barricaded the road.
Yes, the message here is that we want to really appreciate them first for cooperating with us right from the onset that they complained about this location. And we actually discovered this location when we came on rescue operations. And the message we have for them is that we have chosen this location for the flag off of the joint assessment for 2024. Joint assessment is a tradition carried out by FCTA Emergency Management Agency every year before the rains become very heavy. And the message here is that we chose this location so that the people are at the helms of affairs, that is our coordinator, who apparently is going to represent the Honorable Minister of FCT, will be here to see the condition of this location for himself. And when he sees it, definitely he's going to report back to the Honorable Minister, whom is popularly known as Mr. Project. He's a man that has the interests of humanity at heart. And that is why we decided to carry out the flag off here in Dogongada, in presence of members of this community, to give them hope, because it's part of the President's agenda, giving people hope. And this particular one has to do with hope for humanity, because this location at a point became a death trap. And we are trying our best to see that no life is lost within this community at this location. And that was why we quickly barricaded the road when we saw signs that the road was on the verge of collapsing.
To be sincere, I thank God for the privilege granted of us to be here today to see for ourselves. This is a very serious flood-prone area, and we're here to on-the-spot assessment. As a matter of fact, I'm advising the entire residents of this area to be very sensitive to this area, because anything can happen. You can imagine that this area I'm standing by 2023 rather, last year was where we lost 3 people as a result of flood. So all necessary action is being taken by FEMA to make sure that such occurrence did not repeat. And how do we do it? That's why we are here to sensitize the public, the citizens, and the residents to be aware of the impending doom should they not take precautive measure. That's why we are here, to assess for ourselves and to also advise the residents in this area to be very careful about the upcoming flood. It's not a question of next year, it's with immediate effect, because the FEMA made their report and we followed it up, and the minister did not waste time in giving approval. And you know, these things have to do with engineering. Immediately after the approval, other technicality has to follow. Right as I speak to you, the engineering processes are always on. Before you know it, will start job there, because the approval has been given and a matching order has been given by the minister that the job should commence with immediate effect.
As my coordinator have said it, our minister is a listening minister. I never knew that he was communicating with our minister. And immediately he granted approval. So all the residents here, on behalf of the whole residents, we are thanking our Honorable Minister. And by the grace of God, just give us a few months, everything will be okay.